Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So, first of all, I want to apologize for this video coming out so late. Mondays is usually my late days, and also I was on the phone with someone, and that kind of took a little bit longer than expected. So yeah, my bad about that. Also, just a reminder or a heads up. Wednesday and Thursday I won't be putting out a review because I'll be doing my physical for the Navy and just kind of seeing how that's going to go. But Friday and then going forward will be business as usual. So, with that being said, let's start with... Damn, there's so many. You know what? Let's start with Britt. Start with Britt and pretty much everyone else. So, I was going to call him Todd for some reason. Franco approached Britt. Was like, listen, I know you're back, and I just want to make sure that you're not really kind of, bullying everyone else. And just kind of, making sure that we're good. Because we were good the last time before you left. So, I just want to make sure you're good with Elizabeth and, everyone else. And that didn't really turn out so well. Really didn't turn out so well. Because Britt was like, so, she pretty much was like, so what do you do exactly again? And he was like, art therapy. I was like, yeah, right. Well, we was going over the budget and everything like that, and they pretty much kind of decided it, they gave me in charge as far as, like, should the program stay or go. And so, I guess we'll just, we'll talk about that. Pretty much put him on notice. And I was like, damn, because he pretty much is just there to, first of all, he was there to champion for Elizabeth. He was like, Elizabeth and everyone else, I know that people have been mean to you and stuff, and trust me, I've gotten my share of, the brunt from people, from my activities, but that doesn't give you the right to be a bully. And man, did that not turn out so well. So, Britt is back, and Britt is cleaning the house. So after she left, I'm gonna lie, after she left, Franco was just like, still had his mouth open like, what just happened? Like, what just happened? And, you pretty much had Elizabeth, Dubois, I don't remember his, Felix. And, I was gonna say Ryan for some reason. Kevin pretty much was like, listen, what she is probably doing, or what Cyrus is probably doing, is he is disbanding people that has a history with the hospital, so that way when he makes his changes, it'll go over a lot smoother. Epiphany, Elizabeth, probably Franco maybe, some other people, just pretty much just kind of like clearing the house. And that was good. I mean, that was a good deduction, but also kind of felt like it was probably needed for this type of show. Because I just thought about that. I was like, he pretty much just kind of just gave the roadmap of why she is targeting certain people, and just kind of like systematically kind of like, I wouldn't sit there and say breaking down the hospital, but like breaking down the system as far as like people that have been there for a while that could be a good influence, like Monica and Bobby, so yeah, I guess we'll just wait and see what happens. But again, Britt is back. She is kicking ass and taking names, and I am loving it. She saw Julian, and she went to Julian. She was like, hey, remember that whole time where, you kept Sonny's grandchild from him for like a year? Yeah, I just want you to know that I still know that. Pretty much just was there to kind of like lure it over his head. Let me just put this right there, just in case it falls. And so at that point, Julian was like, so what was the point of that? Is this the point of just like you keeping this dangling over my head that you know something that can get me killed? And in not so many words, Britt was just like, yeah. So, you want to take me out for a drink? And Julian was like, nah, I'm good tonight. Felix was like standing like I guess at the corner or whatever, just like overhearing everything. And then he told Kevin like, oh, um, did you know that they were sleeping together? Like, why? Why did he start off with that? He doesn't care if Britt is sleeping with someone, but I think they kind of just talked about the fact that Kevin kind of made this deduction that she may not even be aware of what Cyrus' true plans are, just kind of like just looking the other way. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see what goes on with that. Now let's talk about a time waster in a lot of ways. Jax and Nina pretty much kind of hit the Big Apple and just kind of just hanging out, drinking, and reminiscing about old times with, I think they called it Ryan's Hope. No, Ryan's Bar, but I think that was kind of a throwback to a really old soap opera called Ryan's Hope. I felt like that was. I'm not too sure, but good old soap net. Anyway, nothing really happened. It pretty much was just Nina was talking about her past, about Cyrus. Cyrus, not Cyrus. I think though. No, not Cyrus. What was his name? Clay. The other guy that Michael Eastwood was playing. I'm not even gonna sit there and try to remember his name. But anyway, she was like, "Yep, my mother pretty much paid him, my husband at the time, to cheat on me with Ava," and then just went into the whole spiel about how she lost her baby because her mother pretty much kind of dosed her up and put her in a coma for X amount of years. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm not gonna lie, this was stuff that pretty much a lot of people know. But I guess it was kind of good for like the new people that just didn't know about her history or anything like that. So yeah, I guess that was good. Other than that, yeah, it didn't really go anywhere, and again, I kind of felt it to be somewhat of a waste of time. Let's talk about Lucy and Sasha. So Sasha was late to one of Lucy's meetings, and Lucy starts to kind of berate her a little bit, like, oh, you need to be on time, this may work for a blind date, but this doesn't work for us. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm sorry, Lucy, how many times have you actually been late to, like, I don't know, a lot of things? So, Sasha's all like, oh, I'll be on time, I'll be better and stuff like that, and they're talking about some big merger or some cosmetic line or something like that, and then Lucy's like, well, I need to count on you, you're going to be there, you're going to be 100% there, you're going to be just all in there, right? And, of course, Sasha thinks about the time that she got high to kind of make sure she was 100% there. And so, pretty much, basically, she's going to be using more to make sure that she's on the up and up. Then Ned came in there and just started, like, berating Lucy about the whole shares and, give me your share back and, this is where I could try to make the company right. And then when Lucy's like, no, then he starts berating her more to the point where Sasha gets up and like, yo, listen. One, you're not going to sit there and talk to her like that. But two, you guys have to remember, it's your own family's fault for giving up their shares in the first place. And she was right. Honestly, to tell you the truth, she was so right that Ned was like, yeah, come to think about it, everything you said was right. And I'm an ass, and I'm sorry. Literally, I mean, more or less, that's really how that scene went. Sasha was talking to Ned, and pretty much Sasha was like, listen, I get it, you're frustrated about ELQ, and you want to sit there and take it on to her, but also your daughter, so she's next best target. So, honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm not going to lie, I didn't really go too much of anywhere, except for the fact that Ned is angry and frustrated and doesn't really, like, he's angry about ELQ, he's angry about the way he treated his daughter, and he's just lashing out on pretty much everyone else. That's pretty much what I got from that whole clip. So pretty much at this point, everyone is saying their goodbyes to Mike. Jason was in the room with Mike for a while, and just pretty much saying his goodbyes and talking about how he was good to Sonny, and when you're gone, I'm gonna take care of the family. Just a lot of emotions that was in that whole scene. Also, Ava, Ava Ava pretty much kind of volunteered to take Avery, off Sonny's hands because Sonny's dealing with a lot. Being around that type of like grieving and stuff like that, children can pick up on that. So Avery was like, "Listen, I'm here to help. Just take me at my word." And Sonny at first was like, "Well, how I know you're not trying to hustle me? Hustle you for what? Like for spending more time with her daughter? Like, are you serious at this point? Like, how petty are you?" But I tried to give him a pass because I was like, with your father and everything like that, I can understand that maybe your emotions is going like. I'm just trying to give him a pass for his dad. Honestly, at this point, I'm just trying to find reasons to give him a pass because I was like, that was really petty. Anyway, he agreed, and yeah, even Michael was there. I can't sit there and think of her name right now. 1 second. Brooklyn was there. Wow, it is late. Brooklyn was there, and so Brooklyn went to go say her goodbyes. That was sad. Honestly, to tell you the truth, this whole every scene with Mike was just sad. That's the best way I could sit there and put it. And it was really kind of sad watching Brooklyn say goodbye to Mike, because that, I'm not gonna lie, that kind of broke my heart a little bit. I'm going to try not to talk about it too much because I'm not going to lie, I may start tearing up, and I don't really want to do that on camera. But the point is, yeah, everyone was saying their goodbyes, and it was really sad, and, yeah. I feel like I'm missing something. 1 second. Oh, because I was still sitting there thinking about the whole Mike thing. So, Nicholas is, talking to Elizabeth, and he's all like, "Oh, well, we still gotta talk about that kiss. That kiss that no one else can know about." Dude, why are you saying that so loud? In an open room where everyone can sit there and walk, and hear you sit there and talk about a kiss. Like, are you serious? Listen, I get it's supposed to be soap opera logic, but I'm like, hey, remember that kiss that we're not supposed to talk about? Because I don't want anyone else finding out about it. And then after the whole, Britt being there and just pretty much laying down the law on everyone, two people that's left standing there is Nicholas and Elizabeth. And, Nicholas like, listen, I can sit there and talk to the board to try to get more money, to try to get stars out. I'm just more worried about you, and you're the most important thing, or whatever. And Liz is like, see, we can't do that. We can't, talk about stuff like that, because then it gets us in, compromising positions that we really shouldn't be in, pretty much. And then she walked away, and I think she walked away. Somebody walked away. But the whole point was like, bro, what are you doing? I know it's soap opera logic, so I'm trying to roll with it, but at the same time, I'm like, what are you doing? And yeah, that's pretty much what it was. That's pretty much the end of the review. Again, I felt like a lot really didn't happen. There were some nice moments. I think probably the highlight for a lot of people will be the Mike moments with pretty much everyone. Damn, I was talking too fast. But yeah, that was probably going to be the highlights for everyone. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I felt like my favorite part was probably Sasha sticking up for Lucy. Like, I don't like Lucy at all. I don't hate her. I just think she's kind of annoying. But the fact that Sasha was like, listen, I'm going to take charge, it was like, yes. So, yeah. I really can't think of anything else that really happened that was significant. So yeah, at that point, I'm just gonna end this review. Thank you so much for watching. I know this came out super late, but let me know what you think. Most people are probably watching this tomorrow because I'm in New York time. And yeah, that's actually gonna do it for this review. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking and commenting, and let me know what you think. I will catch you in the next review.